Hey guys, Robbie here with another video. This time we're looking at movie soundtracks. So I'm going to be showcasing some of the soundtracks that I have here on vinyl. I hope that you guys enjoy. Feel free to let me know what some of your favorite movie soundtracks are. Feel free and comment. Let's get into it. First up, this isn't a soundtrack per se, but it does have a very special song to a lot of us here who enjoy 80s movies. So this is going to be Le Mans. Check that out. Oh my god. Look, I kind of have the same facial hair thing going. Now if only I could bleach all this up here. Never-Ending Story from the movie The Never-Ending Story.
Never-ending story.
Boom. One of the best themes from a movie I think that's ever been done, and that's really saying something. I mean, it really just fit the perfect attitude of that movie and the perfect energy, and yeah, I don't really think they could have done that any better, so props to Le Mans. And also like me some Kajagoogoo too, which he was the singer of, so check them out. Next up, Never Say Die. No, I'm not talking about the Goonies, I'm talking about Iron Eagle. This is one of the best soundtracks, honestly. This is one of my favorites. Was really happy to get this one. It's got Queen on it, One Vision. It's also got Dio, Hide the Rainbow, Helix, King Cobra with the theme from this, so Iron Eagle, Never Say Die. King Cobra is amazing, by the way. Check out Ready to Strike. It's another great 80s metal album. Very underrated. So yeah, this one just really was one of my favorites when I saw the movie originally. And I love Iron Eagle, I love Top Gun. Shockingly, I do not have the Top Gun soundtrack, so I need to fix that here very soon. Hopefully I can come across that one. Next up, one of my favorite TV shows as a kid growing up. I remember staying home sick from school and watching this show, and I've always loved it. I've never really met a lot of people that really do like it a lot, but this is a show called Dark Shadows. One of my favorite TV shows. You've got to kind of have a little bit of patience to really enjoy it. Basically one of the best horror TV shows I think that's ever come out, and this was a repress of this, so had to pick this up. It was a record store day thing. It's got a purple vinyl, so very cool. It also comes with a poster. You got Barnabas Collins there, the main man himself, with that ring on that he's always wearing in the photo. And then of course you have Quentin as well. One thing I really love about movie soundtracks is I like to, if they're like orchestral or if they're instrumental, I like to put them on if I want to have a chill day and just listen to them, like say it's raining outside and I just want to sit back and kind of enjoy something and kind of take my mind out of the space that I'm in. I really enjoy that type of soundtrack. Or then you have something like Iron Eagle that's just straight up rock and roll, and you gotta love that too. Speaking of rock and roll, one of my favorite movies, Trick or Treat. If you haven't seen this one, do yourself a favor and see it. And if you like the cover of this, you will love the movie. Oh, I almost knocked that down. That would have been bad. So just check it out. Got some cool art on the back there. There's the star of the movie there, or one of the stars I should say, and there's the other star, Mr. Sammy Kerr. And see if you can guess who that is there. I'll give you a hint. It's Gene Simmons. There he is again. Good stuff. And look at that. Who could that be? Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy Osbourne. Great movie. One of the bands featured here is Fastway. They're a really great band, and you should check them out if you haven't already heard them. Next up, one of my absolute favorite horror movies. This is not like a full soundtrack, but this is Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. So this is Dokken, one of my favorite bands anyway. But Dream Warriors was the shit. I feel like it's probably the best Nightmare on Elm Street movie, up next to the first one. I love it. Love it. Love the soundtrack. Specifically, the Dream Warriors song was amazing. And yeah, you gotta check out the video too. You gotta love Freddy pulling George Lynch into the wall. That was cool. Next up, this was one of the first soundtracks I ever found on vinyl. So this is one of my favorite movies as well. Clash of the Titans, the original. I don't know if you guys remember this movie, but it had like the awesome effects, the claymation Medusa there, as you may see. Really just one of my favorite movies effects-wise. The soundtrack is spectacular. If you like orchestral soundtracks, I feel like you'll really enjoy that. And give it a shot. It's something nice to listen to when... it's cool too when you've seen the movie. You can just listen to the soundtrack and kind of remember what the movie was like in certain moments. So very, very fun to do. Now, next up, got a winner here, guys. Rambo: First Blood Part 2. Stallone, you gotta love it. Of course, featuring Frank Stallone, one of Sylvester Stallone's relatives there. I think a brother. And he does a song on here, but basically this is awesome. It's mostly just soundtrack stuff from the movie, instrumental. Now we have one of the classic 80s movies featuring the two Coreys.
No, don't even!
Good night, bloodsucker.
No!
The Lost Boys. If you don't like this soundtrack, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think that we're ever going to be real close friends, but you never know if you try. So you got a bunch of hits here. You got Lost in the Shadows. You got, you know, freaking People Are Strange by The Doors, Cry Little Sister. You know, that's the theme for the Lost Boys there. And also it has the sexy sax man, Tim Capello, with I Still Believe. Gotta love it. If you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you. Next up, I got this from my boy Justin Schwimmer. Props and shout out to him. The E.T. soundtrack, always one of my favorite soundtracks. One of my favorite movies. Great soundtrack though, really classic. Just kind of brings you back to that moment. And I mean, it's John Williams, so what else can you say about John Williams other than he's one of the greatest of all time? This is a horror movie soundtrack, and it's the movie Black Christmas. The artwork on here was just beautifully done. And what a creepy movie. So this basically has like a really scary Christmas soundtrack, more or less. And it also includes the phone calls in the movie, which if you haven't heard them...
Hello? Hello? Look, who is this?
Please stop. Oh, God. You pig. You fat pig. You pig. You bitch pig. I'm not control dog, baby. No, really, no.
Is scary to listen to, but very cool too. Check out the eyeball there. And you got the plastic bag wrapped around her face. You gotta love that. Just warms the heart, you know. It's a good holiday listen. Gotta give it a chance and spin it on Christmas. Next up, one of the greatest soundtracks of all time, Raiders of the Lost Ark. What more can you say? John Williams is a genius. Marion's theme is one of my favorites personally. I tend to like the love themes in movies like this. They tend to be really well done, so that was one of my favorites. So, cool thing, I found this sealed at the Goodwill for $1. And I have a copy here that I listened to. So, well, I think I might have got that from Kevin Crowling. If I did, I love you, Kevin. Oh my god, and this is one of my favorite movies of all time, Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. Shoot me, but I like Temple of Doom a little bit better than Raiders. Even though I understand that it's the better movie, I just watched the crap out of this as a kid, and I loved it. So awesome. Had a great time with it. And there's the back with Pankot Palace. Of course, Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. This is one of my favorite albums that I own. One of my favorite movies of all time. I feel like everybody can agree that Empire is just one of the best movies ever. And look at the freaking artwork in this. Okay? Look at that. And you just flip it. Flip it and see. Look at how freaking cool that is. And it's got little excerpts at the bottom of each page there where you can read about what's going on in the movie. So cool. They don't make them like they used to, I'll tell you that. Classic scene there. Really cool. And look at the back art. I mean, geez. What more do you want, people? That is as good as it gets. Return of the Jedi. One of the best of all time as well. I was really excited to get this. I got this for $1. Parade of the Ewoks, which I really liked. That's one of my favorite tracks on this. And I like the Ewoks. A lot of people hate on them. A lot of people hate on Return of the Jedi. It was a great movie, I think. Was it the best Star Wars movie? Probably not. But you know what? I really enjoyed it, so still do. Another great one. Shaft. Got that for $1. You can't beat that. Isaac Hayes. Give me a break. This one opens up as well. It's got some cool photos and whatnot. Another John Williams, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I actually haven't seen this movie since I was like 5. I need to rewatch it, but this came along with the Return of the Jedi that I found for $1. So, you know what? You have to buy this when you see it. There's no question about it. And I just picked this one up. And you know, I'm not even sure that I've seen this movie. It's called Vision Quest. But I mean, check out the soundtrack. Journey, Madonna, Don Henley, John Waite, Dio. Give me a break. Foreigner, Sammy Hagar. Yep, and you got Dude Man jump roping on the back here. You know this is going to be a hot record. It's a hot record. Also, another John Williams classic here. This is just, of course, one of the most memorable themes and memorable soundtracks to any movie ever. Jaws. One of the very best. I mean, even, you know, not just the main theme, but this whole soundtrack in general is just spectacular, and it's something that's a lot of fun to listen to. Shout out to Vinyl Days. Thanks for the record. Love it. So that's it for my movie soundtracks. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you saw something new that maybe you haven't heard of, or maybe you'd like to listen to or watch even. Feel free to let me know what some of your favorite movie soundtracks are. I can list a few that I wish that I had. Top Gun, Speed, Dumb and Dumber on vinyl. That would be cool. I would also love to have the Batman Returns soundtrack on vinyl. I feel like that would be amazing to own. I love that soundtrack. Danny Elfman, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Take care.